This is Peninsula TV's coverage of the 47th Annual Progress Seminar. In between all of the keynotes and breakout sessions, Progress Seminar Co-Chair Rosanne Foust chatted with several seminar attendees. Here's Conversations with Rosanne.
So here I am with James Ruigomez, who is head of the Building and Construction Trades Council in San Mateo County. James, welcome. So I'd like you to share with us news on building and construction trades, your impressions of the Progress Seminar, what brought you here. Just give us some flavor.
Oh, okay, thank you, Rosanne. The Building Trades Council, first let me start with the Building Trades Council and what it's comprised of. 22 construction unions with 16,000 highly skilled men and women in the construction craft in San Mateo County. All of them enrolled or with a certification from the state of California verifying that they're craftspeople in their profession. So they build the projects for our communities to be proud of right the first time, on time, and on budget with no go-backs or minimal go-backs. So that's what the Construction Trade Council is, and the Progress Seminar is a way for the Building Trade Council to connect with all the elected officials and talk to them about the importance of the middle class and a decent job with the wage that we could provide for our families here in San Mateo County, and health care for their families, and maybe something for them to retire on after they're done building the great communities that we all live in.
What do you think about all the building that is happening throughout San Mateo County? Is it something, I know you're following it very closely. I know prevailing wage is definitely a part of the discussion. So you have conversations with elected officials, with city managers. So what are some things that you would want them to recognize as they're going through the development process? And what could you say to some of the developers out there?
Well, what I'd like them to recognize is that on public works, the prevailing wage is attached to the project, which offers a wage that an individual could support their family. And on private developments, I would like to see more cities stress to developers an area standard wage that sets the condition and standards and a wage floor, if you will, for the construction work in the county. And then that will help sustain our communities by hiring locally, giving education opportunities to youth that want to go into the construction industry, and just bolstering up our entire economy. And with the amount of construction that's happening in San Mateo County right now and the thriving economy that we have, it should be very easy for city councils to embrace, as well as developers coming into our communities, because they have a great opportunity for profit here in our community with all this Silicon Valley work that is happening, or the Silicon Valley being the leader of industry and innovation in our area.
James, I want to thank you for actually taking the time to come to the Progress Seminar, for taking the time to be interviewed on Peninsula TV, and for all that you do for our communities. So thank you.
Well, it's my pleasure, and I highly encourage all those in our community to come attend the Progress Seminar, where we network with the elected officials, the development communities, and just talk about the direction of our county to bolster it up for everybody that lives there. So thank you.
So with me is Nori Jabba with Jabba Consulting. And Nori, you have been very active in San Mateo County, attending the Progress Seminar, working on different consulting projects. Why don't you share with our viewers why you come to the Progress Seminar, what the benefits are, and what you see is happening in San Mateo County?
Oh my goodness. So this is my 10th year in a row. And it's always a challenge because my daughter's birthday is always around the same time as Progress Seminar. But I have managed to never miss it, even if it falls on her birthday. So she comes here to celebrate if necessary, because you can't miss it. You just can't miss it. And I meet people that have been coming 25 years, 20 years, 15 years. I'm kind of the newbie at 10, but it is not to be missed. So why do I come? Because you just can't engage at this level in any other way. During the year, we get 3 days together. Your Friday night, Saturday all day, Saturday afternoon, you can go for a walk down by the aquarium with somebody you really need to have a conversation with. And the engagement and the mixing with professionals around the county is just, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. So what have I seen in San Mateo County? A real shift in the last 10 years. I mean, right now, the biggest problem is housing, followed by traffic. So the housing crisis has just hit it's hit a wall. And the traffic is awful everywhere. It can take 45 minutes to get from Redwood City to San Mateo, which should be a 15-minute drive. It's a 45-minute drive. So in a way, it's good because it's forcing people to really consider public transit, whereas before, public transit was something that people did only if they commuted. Now it's becoming a necessity because it's actually more efficient than getting in your car. But housing and transportation, those are the biggest issues facing our county.
And what advice would you give? You heard this morning that we have over 70 first-time attendees to the Progress Seminar. So with your experience and your knowledge, what would you tell them? What should they be doing while they're here?
Go to the sessions. Don't skip. And what's hard is you can't go to all of them. And it's challenging each year to say, which one am I not going to go to? So sometimes people will double and go to one and then move to the other, but then that doesn't work either. But go to the sessions, go to everything that's offered here. And even the casual things, sitting in the lobby bar outside in the afternoon or before things start, it's incredible how much opportunity there is to meet with people and just get to know people on a social level. And that is such a key to building relationships and that's why we have it in Monterey. Sometimes people are frustrated by that, confused. They complain and think it's wrong to go outside of San Mateo County to get the benefits of being together. But let's say we went somewhere in the county. People would go home, so they don't stay. So this forces you to really it's a retreat as well as a business event. It's actually kind of a retreat. It's a refresher. You get to know people socially rather than business-wise. So it just has a different feel and a different environment, and people don't go home, so you're there again.
That is a very great way to look at it. And I want to thank you for taking the opportunity to join me for Penn TV and for our interviews. And I want to thank you for all you do for our county.
Thank you very much.
With me is Don Cecil, principal at MC Squared. Don, you have been coming to the Progress Seminar for many years.
About 15 years, yeah.
And you are a member of the planning committee. So tell me why you come, what you find being active in the planning committee. What's it all about for you?
I think that the Progress Seminar is an extension of what makes San Mateo County really special, and that if you go to other counties around the Bay Area, you don't find the elected officials, the nonprofit community, and the business community working so well together and communicating and really trying to solve problems. And that's what this weekend is about. It's about bringing all the stakeholders together to learn, to have a dialogue, to be able to interact in a more comfortable setting and really make a commitment to solving problems over the course of the next 12 months. And no other county that I know of is able to bring those community leaders together in the same way that the Redwood City San Mateo County Chamber has done so successfully for so many decades.
What advice? We have over 70 new attendees this year. If you were to give them any one piece of advice, what would you tell them?
I would say go to as many things as you can, but not at the expense of meeting people and having conversations in the hallway or going to the events and socializing. Socializing is not a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing, and it's how you meet people. And it's the relationships and connections that happen down here, which folks take back to San Mateo County and use to continue to solve problems and have, dialogue. People need to work together, and part of that starts with getting to know them.
And in your many years of planning and being a part of this, what have you seen change in maybe the last 5 to 7 years?
I think the issues have changed, but then at the same time, the issues have stayed the same. We've talked about affordable housing many, many times. We've talked about traffic many, many times. And so it just underscores how important it is to solve these problems and how difficult it is to actually find a solution to something that's, so enormous and critical to the success of the region.
Don, I want to thank you for your support of the Progress Seminar, your support of the Chamber, and your support of our communities. Thank you for all you do.
You're so welcome.
And coming right up here is Kate Comfort-Har with HIP Housing. Kate, tell us about HIP and tell us why you feel HIP needs to be here at the Progress Seminar.
HIP Housing provides affordable housing throughout San Mateo County, and we have some social service programs. We also do housing development. But why I think we should be here is why I think everybody should be here. And that is, in our county, we work really well together. And in order to do that, we have to be able to have conversations together. And we all have to be educated on things that we may not be experts in. And when you have a really strong public, private, and nonprofit sector, what happens in the middle is magic. And that's what happens here. We're bringing public, private, and nonprofit agencies together to talk about problems, to discuss solutions, and to be creative together. And I can't think of any place else I'd rather be.
Kate, what advice and suggestions could you give the viewers of Peninsula TV about the critical importance of HIP housing and what you provide?
Affordable housing is such a difficult topic. People have a lot of preconceptions about what it is, and until they feel it for themselves, until they feel that, affordable housing isn't just for them, it's for me too. It means my kids can have a place to come home to. It means that my caregivers have a place to live. My gardeners, my service personnel, the people that I need in my community to make my community a great place to live is critically important. And our voice is trying to say, we can do this together, we can make housing beautiful, and we can make an integrated community. So I feel that HIP Housing's role is not only to provide programs that provide housing to 1,400 people every year, but to also be a voice for why it's critically important.
Kate, thank you for being here at the Progress Seminar.
Absolutely, wouldn't miss it.
Here with me is Raphael from the North Fair Oaks Community Council.
Yes.
And Raphael, tell us about North Fair Oaks Community Council and tell us about who you are.
Sure. The North Fair Oaks Community Council is a council that's represented by community leaders, such as myself. I actually am a director of a youth center in North Fair Oaks called the Sienna Youth Center, and we have various amounts of issues that we love to talk about with our community members, that we love to just support our overall community, and we are really passionate about many things, as you hear the bell. We're passionate about helping our constituents, and that means our predominantly Latino community, and we love that. So,
Raphael, what brings you to the Progress Seminar? Why did you decide to come?
Sure, I think it was the opportunity that I was given to come. Warren Slocum is a mentor of mine, and he really believes in educating the council, and I believe that this is an opportunity for me to be educated as a chair. I was just elected as a chair, and I think that this is an opportunity that I couldn't miss because I'm a 30-year-old. It's something that I'm really passionate about, is helping my community, and most importantly, every time I make a decision when I'm up there, I see the 120 youth I work with. It's not a decision I make by myself. It's a decision I make for the greater good of the community.
Raphael, I want to thank you on behalf of the Progress Seminar and on behalf of the community. It is people like you who make a difference every day. And if there's one thing that you'd like to share with the viewers for them to remember, tell us.
I think that education is liberation. And in order to really have liberation, we need to resource our communities and giving them that education that they need. And such as like this, an opportunity given to me.
Thank you.
For more video on the 2016 Progress Seminar, go to pentv.tv/videos/specials/Progress Seminar.